Hello, everybody. Welcome to your first official Edpuzzle assignment. In this assignment, we're going to review what we've done so far with two-step equations. There's going to be 4 problems, so we've looked at 4 different types of two-step equations so far. You're going to get a chance to try to solve each of them, and then I'm going to go ahead and solve it so you can see what that looks like. Make sure you have paper and pencil out in front of you for this. And remember, you can always review this video as often as you would like. You can watch these um, problems as much as possible. Let's go ahead and get into it. All right, so our first one is kind of a standard equation here. Go ahead and solve that. Now remember, we're doing the same thing. Our goal is to isolate the variable to get the x on its own. And remember, what we do to one side, we must do to the other. So I like to start at my equal sign, make a wall there so I don't actually accidentally do the same thing to one side of the equation. We have to do the same thing to both sides of the equation. Let's go ahead and read this out loud. This is 6 equals 4 times x minus 10. Now, I don't like that minus 10, so I'm going to rewrite that as adding the opposite. Okay? Identify the variable. Find that variable term because the side of the equation that that variable term is on is going to dictate to you what to do. We're going to be focused on the right side of this equation because our variable is right there. So our first goal is to get that variable term on its own. And so we need to create 0 pairs to get rid of the negative 10. How do we get rid of negative 10? We need to add the opposite. So we're going to add positive 10 to the right side. And if we add positive 10 to the right side, we need to add positive 10 to the left side as well. 6 plus 10, that is 16. And on this side, this negative 10, that positive 10, they make a 0 and they take each other out. So all we're left with now is the 4 times the x. Next, we need to undo this operation. Okay? So in order to undo 4 times x, we're going to divide by 4. Right, we're going to divide our 4 x's into 4 equal groups, so there is only 1 x in each group. Now remember, if we divide the right side by 4, we've got to divide the left side by 4 as well. 16 divided by 4 is 4, and there we see that 1x is equal to 4. Let's see what's next for you. Go ahead, try this one. The difference here is that you've got a negative coefficient. All right, we're going to do the same process here. Nothing changes. Same steps. Isolate the variable. Identify the variable. This is 17 equals negative 6 times f minus 7. Let's go ahead and change that to adding the opposite. Identify our variable. That's right here. That's the negative 6f. So the right side of the equation is going to dictate to us what to do. We're going to create 0 pairs with that negative 7 there. To get rid of negative 7, we need to add a positive 7 there. Add the opposite to make 0. If we add positive 7 to the right side, we're going to add positive 7 to the left side as well. 17 plus 7 is 24. And on this side here, remember, these two take each other out. They make 0 pairs, and they make a 0, and we're left with just the negative 6f on the right side. At this point, we need to undo this operation. Remember, it's multiplication. To undo multiplication, we need to use division. So we're going to divide by that negative 6. Whatever that coefficient is, divide by that number, because any number divided by itself will create a 1f. We'll create a 1, right? And remember, what we do to the right side, we must do to the left. So I divided the left side by negative 6. And now let's go ahead and see what's a positive divided by a negative. A positive divided by a negative is a negative, and 24 divided by 6 is 4. So we find out that f is equal to negative 4. Let's see what's next. Go ahead and try this. Difference here is the operation that is occurring to our variable here. So that last step, step number 4, is slightly different. All right, let's go for it. Goal is same, isolate the variable. What we do to one side, we must do to the other. This is -2 equals -4 plus y divided by 3. Remember, that is division. That implies division. Okay, so let's go ahead and find our variable term. There it is. Hey, there you are. And let's create 0 pairs to get rid of the -4. What do we need to add to -4 to get 0? We need to add the opposite. The opposite of -4 is +4. If we add +4 to the right side, we need to add +4 to the left side as well. -2 plus +4, we have more positives than negatives. How many more? We've got 2 more. These make 0, they take each other out. So all we are left with here is y divided by 3. Now this is where we need to do something slightly different than what we've been doing, because remember, this is y divided by 3. So to undo division, we're going to use multiplication. We need to multiply both sides by 3 to undo y divided by 3. So I'm going to multiply the right side by 3 over 1. If I multiply the right side by 3 over 1, I need to multiply the left side by 3. Now, the reason why I make this side over 1 is because it's a fraction. It's getting multiplied by this fraction over here. So it's kind of a placeholder in my denominator, so I can multiply that 3 by. If you want, you could put a 1 under here too. It doesn't matter. Well, 3 times 2 is 6. And now here we have 3 times y is 3y. And 3 times 1 is 3. Now, the reason, again, that we multiplied by 3 on this side was to create a 1y here. And so we see that 1y is equal to 6. All right, let's continue. I was just interrupted by the janitor came in to take out our garbage cans here, clean your desks. We got one more problem for you here. And this was the last thing, what we looked at yesterday, okay? Now notice this entire side of the equation is divided by 3. So notice the switch in these directions here. Okay, you're first going to undo this operation here because it's getting done to the entire side. Go ahead and try that. All right. We're going to separate the sides. I don't like my lines there. Let's try it again. There we go. Okay, so let's go ahead and read this. This is the quantity of x minus 5, all divided by 3 is equal to 1. Okay, so everything up here is divided by 3. Now, I also see subtraction here, so I'm going to add the opposite. The variable is right here on the left side. So the first thing I want to do is get rid of this dividing by 3. Since the entire side is divided by 3, I'm going to start with this step here, with step number 4. I'm going to start with undoing that operation. And so how do I undo dividing by 3? I do it by multiplying by 3. I'm going to take this entire side, I'm going to multiply by 3 over 1. And if I multiply that side by 3, of course, you guys know I need to multiply the right side by 3 as well. Why did I do that? Well, look at here. This is going to reduce down with this 3 here, which leaves me with just x plus -5 on the left side. 1 times 3 is 3. Now that I've undone that division that was happening to the entire left side, this equation looks pretty straightforward. Now I just need to create 0 pairs with the -5. So how do we get rid of the -5? We're going to add a +5 to that side, add a +5 to this side, and we get x is equal to 8. There you have it. Remember to reference this video as much as you need. Those are the 4 different types of equations that we've looked at so far. Tomorrow you'll see a 5th type where we're using distribution in order to solve equations. Your assignments here are as follows: S6, okay, solve 2-step equations, and S9. This one is going to allow you to complete the solution where you're just saying what you need to be doing, and you just need a SMART score of 80 for that one. Go ahead and get started in IXL and have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.